Crandady Garage. Alright, so here we are again. We're starting our fourth episode, and we still have grinding and cleaning to do. So we have those three areas we talked about last time. There's one in the trunk, one on the passenger side, and another one in the driver's side where those access holes, so when I think what those are for is when they were putting the car together, they were locked in. There was a machine that locked into those things, and it kept all the parts straight, so when the machine went around and did all the welding, that it would stay square and true and all that stuff. And then what they did is they just slapped those little oval freaking things on and gooped up the top of it, and it's terrible. They're getting welded up. Yeah. But anyhow, that's what we've got going on. I think my son and his friend might be helping me out today, so hopefully we can start with some welding, do little patch welds and things like that, because there's little pinholes and whatnot. And we're not going to do anything super fancy. We're going to just lay a piece of 18 gauge or 16 gauge over the top of it, and then just do little square pieces or whatever. And we're just going to weld. Like I said, this is not a show car. We're not doing a factory restoration. We're just making sure that the body gets cleaned back up. We get the rust out of it, and we patch up all the holes. We just want it to be structurally sound. That's what we're doing. And then as soon as we get, all the patch holes done, like from the cab to that little section in the back, and then we're going to start tearing into another section of the car. We're probably going to take the window out. The window's cracked. It's no good. So I'm going to end up ordering a new window, and we'll clean up the window sill area where the pocket where the window sits and make sure that's super clean. And what we'll do is we'll just hit it with Rust-Yon rust converter is what we'll do after we get it all cleaned up. I think that'd be our best option after getting it clean. We'll just get that super clean because the pocket area where the window is very important. From the factory, these things always had a problem with leaking and whatnot, sometimes those areas and other areas, and we're going to address those. If there's a hole in an area that leads access to cause a problem, we're probably just going to weld it up. It'll strengthen up the car a little bit. Also, once we get the main body work done, we get all those holes patched up, we get the window in, and then we can tackle our next thing. We can start doing like the front suspension components, start getting those installed. And we have to take care of some damage on the nose. I had a front-end collision at the track. When I had it, I got into it, and it just started sliding. It slewed up this way, and the wheels got warm, and it shot me into the wall. Being a fucking idiot, and just stomping it, trying to get it to come back, and it didn't. Yeah, it's not smart. I learned my lesson doing that. And anyhow, but it seems the front end seems to be fine. I went and took a tape measure out of it, and I measured it. It's still square, which is good. I don't think there's any completely serious damage. These things can handle a front end collision between 20 and 35 miles an hour without having too bad a damage. But yeah, that's but that's not always, and we'll find out for sure once we tear into it, because I guess we got to take the fenders off and the front nose off, and what I think I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go ahead and get some piping in a pipe fender, and I'm probably gonna create our own nose supports just because, and make it stronger, better, and keep the nose from going anywhere, because we're gonna add some extra things to it and some fabrication. Alright, so now that we got that all sorted out, our agenda is today, I guess we're going to go back to grinding, and hopefully we get to do some welding, get some of that patchwork in. Alright? pretty much at this point, as you can see, we found a lot. Well, not a lot, but more cancer on the driver's side more than we thought we had. That seam sealer, it covers up a lot of how you say the bad stuff. Makes it look like it's not there because that shit doesn't rust. It just stays laid over the top of it, stays connected and whatever. That sticky like tar mat that freaking the insulation was connected, just a freaking nightmare. It is. I mean, it's terrible. But we're gonna take lunch. I gotta charge the battery, and and we'll try to continue today, and then we'll roll on tomorrow, and we'll see if we can during this episode as we're producing, if we can get some welding done. All right. All right, here we go. It's after lunch and grabbing a new death wheel. That sucker right there. The other one's just spent already. So now we got this. Now we're going to do the welter primer because we got a bunch of freaking holes and shit we got to fix. Might as well just do it all in rust. All with weldable primer. So might as well weldable primer there. Weldable primer there, right? And we'll find out from this. Doesn't need a whole lot of this, I guess. Right on around here like that. Right. So, we got holes there. Hole up there, I guess. I mean, that's thin, but it's still there, so we're just going to leave it for right now. After we're done doing the welding and everything, we'll just then we'll hit it with Rust-Oleum stuff. But yeah, let's do that. There we go. Weldable primer's beautiful stuff. Yes, it is. Yep. So that's all the shit we dug out of the car that needs to be fixed and reincorporated. So I think I might bring some. This stuff seems like 18 gauge, but you can see there's some thicker. Like this is some actual part of the frame stuff here. I might in this area overlap some 16 gauge steel and weld it in here, just because it'd be a lot tougher. What I'll do is just cut here and here. Maybe I'll bring it out square and cut it, and I'll butt weld it right up against that. Make sure there's some holes in here. We'll figure it out, but because I want it to be stronger. So, and this is just garbage. I just hit it with a brush just so it's there, and to protect the metal from getting dirty and whatnot. Help improve the welds. That's a plug weld there. It's still holding on. Maybe I'll grind that. And then I'll have to do a plug weld here when I come across here with overlap. So, okay. So I'm thinking clean up here, right? Grind that down. We'll make a plate that comes through here and touches on that. Yeah, so maybe a little. It's going to take a bit. We'll cut straight across here, square it off. And we'll make our pattern bigger. And we'll just adjust it, shrink it down until it gets right where we want it to be. Yeah, this shit's real thin in some areas. It's just going to take some more TLC, guys. A lot of TLC. And a hole up there, I think. Yeah, it is. Where my holes are, right? I like that one. I made that one myself. That didn't have to happen. I just freaking got impatient. Didn't take my time. Fuck it. We can leave these plates here. It doesn't matter. It's under it. Right? We'll do the same thing. We'll cut that off. And we'll get back to the cutting. Back to this, because this will make a better fitment. These come up. So I can actually, we're going to do this. That. Like that. Maybe this. It's going to be a little bit higher than that. So here, cut here, here, and then get cut here, and then the whole thing will have to. Yes, this is the very end of it. Right here, like that. Gotta be close. That's all it is to it. Just gotta be close. Maybe go over like this. Like this. Just kind of overlap it there like that. Maybe overlap joint goes like this, maybe. I think maybe it'd be better like that. This. Kind of like that. That way I need to be able to really do serious welds into there. I think that's very important actually, so we're going to go with that pattern. And then it's actually going to be, this part's going to be, this part up here is going to be lap welded with some, like this, that. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. Okay, we'll cut it out and we'll come back when we're starting to fit it back in. Alright, so here we go, everybody. So we got the patch going in, and of course I got some more freaking hate this insulation. This stuff's so dangerous. I'm gonna have to probably take the second thing apart and fucking. Oh, look at that. It wants to start a fire. Every time I get anything next to it, it wants a fire. This fucking shit. It's fucking garbage. They got it all up in here too. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to separate this fucking thing and dig the rest of the insulation out of here. If that's out. Alright, so let's look at my weld. So it's just tack welded in, as you can see here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 in this direction tied into the subframe, and then 5, 6. So there's 6 total this way and this way. And then this is part of the subway. I'm just going to probably pull some weld over here, and I'll end up grinding down back flat. And lap, so I got lap welded across here. Now, it's not perfect the way it was. It was a little deeper in this corner, but that's fine. Like I said, we're not going for perfection. We're going for reclaiming the strength of it. I just took my ball peen hammer, and every time I tacked it, I give it a few whacks and lay it down into here. Like I said, it's not this. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is me just making it back to solid and drivable. So, and then what I'll just continue doing is just stitch welding it in. You know, right? Just, I'll keep going all the way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just jump around, let it cool off, come back. But yeah, and then we'll have to do the same thing over here, and patch weld one there, here. This is freaking just practically. We might just go ahead and just one right across here and beat it up across there. But and these, I think we can get away with just Zeusing those back shut. Might be able to Zeus that back shut. Same thing with these. I'll just take a little bit of time. Take your time. Just, we're going to make our little half moons, cross some frickin' things, and then grind them down. Same thing with these. We haven't even gotten here and started making welds here yet to give it extra strength. So, I haven't done that. Haven't done it here. This is prepped. That's prepped. It's prepped on that side. But yeah, so we're getting there. We started our patches, and that's what matters. So after I do this one and get it sorted out, we'll do this one and maybe do the small ones, dress it up, get it smoothed out enough where it's not going to catch on anything, and then move to this other stuff. Because I still got to figure out if there's more cancer up in here. There might be more cancer up in here, especially this. Yeah, there's cancer here. There is cancer right there. If that's separating, yep. So I'll have to weld in a piece there. And just stick it back in the ground there. But yeah, that's no problem. Like I said, that's what we got the welder. That's what we got the metal for. Like we found more stuff over on this side from earlier, so let's go over and check that out. Oh no, maybe I'll make 2 videos this week. Maybe I'll end the 4th video with this and start out a new video tomorrow, because I've gotten quite a bit of footage and a lot of the grinding and stuff. I'm fast forwarding and taking care of that in that manner. See, there's that's a nice thick piece of metal goes across there. But this is all like 18 gauge metal. So I'll have to do it again here and then write it up here. I'll lap weld it. No, go underneath, I'll weld it too. I'm going to weld it up underneath. I just haven't got to that point. It looks like it's accessible enough to weld it up underneath, so I can weld it on both sides and just, make it even a little bit stronger than that. I'm going to weld it up against the edge here on the other side. got this patch here. This patch would go in here like this. That's how that's going to go. We'll make this going to have a patch. I'll have to run a strip across here. Just give it a little bit of an oval shape. Probably, we'll see. Maybe I'll half moon that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Get her done. And because once we get the holes all plugged up in this and this back to being right, like I said, we're going to move on to the glass, the front glass. The front glass has to be done and taken care of. Maybe tomorrow we'll work on taking this dash, try and get the rest of that insulation out. That insulation just fucking catches fire. Just wants to. Just wants to light up. It's freaking ridiculous, so. But yeah. That's what we got going on. Alright, it's getting laid out. I gotta pick up my tools. Puppies went back inside after eating. But yep. So we'll go ahead and cut back in for an ending video. There we go. So it's the end of the day. We're gonna make this into the fourth video, the fourth episode. As you see, there was a lot more grinding. I had my son helping me grinding here, so teaching him how to use the tool, not to be afraid of it. You know, and just like anytime you're wearing those wire wheels, you have to wear safety glasses, nice, tight-fitting safety glasses. You know, and you're gonna get well, especially once they get worn out and they start losing more and more of their of those little metal barbs. They start let fly more and more. And once that happens, it's just irritating. You're always getting stuck with it every time you turn that wheel on. At that point, you just throw it away. I had to go pick up a new death wheel, wire wheel, death wheel, and but you know, we found some more cancer. That's fine. On the driver's side here, I think that's it for that. At least I hope it is. Anywho. We found a little bit more cancer on the passenger side that we saw. I figured it might be there. I should have started, you know, poking at that earlier, but whatever. We'll just put a patch in. That's all it is. We'll patch it back up, make it, you know, one piece of metal again. So that's all we got to do. Just keep cracking at it. But it's nice to be able to actually lay that one panel down. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I mean, once you get the carpet over there, you're not really going to notice. And it's tied back into the frame, and once I get the top all welded in and smoothed out, I'm going to go underneath it and do welds underneath it, because that's kind of a critical area for this car. That's where subframe rolls in, and it's not just enough to, you know, tie it in on one side and do the plug welds. We're going to go ahead and just weld the other side too. We're going to go in from the other side, we're going to throw in the welds, you know, make it as solid as we can. And then at the end of all the welds and everything, we'll hit it with some self-etching primer. So self-etching or the Rust-Oleum rust converter, that black stuff, that primer rust converter. So we'll do that. So rate, comment, subscribe. This is Crandady Garage, and we'll see you in the next video.